Um, as you're leaving the bar, then, how would you say you guys were all positioned relative to each other?
I was last one out.
Yeah. So, and I was
Yeah.
just walking out when he did this.
And Yoan?
I was in between the two.
Wait, were you?
I thought so.
I thought you were the first one out, and then I
I
was
don't
following you.
I can be the first one out. I don't care.
Oh,
I don't know where we're going, but I'll leave. I don't remember our plan.
Well, um,
We were going
for
out-
starters, I'm just gonna get you guys set up in the way that you were heading out, so that if things should happen,
Oh, I remember where we were going.
We were in the bar in
There's-
Barovia.
Yeah, but we were going to that place out in the woods to speak to what's her name because
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were going out like here somewhere. I think it was.
Like accordion music or something.
Yep, where we got accordion music and to talk to Irina.
Mm-hmm.
And Ismark has gone missing. That was pretty much the last thing we
no, and
found
the
out.
people in the bar are going to party there afterwards.
Yes.
whoop whoop. But yeah. So, all right. You guys being positioned how you had mentioned. This is at least a rough approximation with the three people up top left. Those are actually the ladies, but they have a class to them, so they're gonna go with that many.
Huh.
And
Man, he's pretty.
yeah, isn't he though? And he also has a class of sorts. That yeah, there's a token for that as well. So, where precisely would Malkar like to drop the spell?
So we're right here's the door, and then these are supposed to be the three women.
Yes.
As denoted
Okay.
by the men.
Yes.
All right, 20-foot radius sphere. Is there a way I can draw shape?
If you just show me where you want to center it, we can.
Well, I want the furthest edge to be against. I guess against like the back. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Against like the back wall there.
Yeah, like there, and then just spread it out from there.
Okay, so when you say the furthest edge, then does that mean you want it to actually span the entire depth of the bar? Because that's what it would be. If it's a 20-foot radius,
Oh,
that means it's a total of 40 feet.
Can we get out of here first, so I'm not in my own blast radius?
Well, that's
you
why I
could
was asking.
center it, like here and probably not get us, or maybe a little further back. I don't know.
It would have to be further back.
That still get me. Alright, so
Would it? It's
Yeah.
a 20-foot radius.
holy crap!
So you'd have to put it like over here. So if you did it there, you wouldn't hit them.
Can I do it once we get me out of the doorway?
Sure. So, like, as you're clearing the frame of the door, you turn around.
And you want to drop it here? Because this should get everybody.
I'll put it where right there where my thing was.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll say you're just at the cusp of the range on that.
I'm gonna block the door. Such a huge circle.
is pretty freaking big.
I was gonna say it's a wee bit small.
Even that's a little small. Damn. Oh, Eric, I think your mic cut out.
Can't hear you. Nope.
It's so weird the way the dimensions work. Like, that line is obviously getting longer the farther I go down that wall, but it's still 20 feet.
Because it's counting angles too.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy crap, from there, all the way to that bottom corner. All the way to
Yeah,
there.
it's literally the whole bar. It's about what Eric's got though, because it's not quite.
Yeah, actually, it would be a little bit wider even, but
Yeah.
fuck it. It covers everybody that you care about. So. All right. So that goes off.
Did I roll the damage?
Sure.
Alright, is it different? Like, does each person get their own damage that it rolls at the beginning and end of their turn, or is it just random flat?
Let's do it on an individual basis. So, first, give me a roll for the barkeep.
Starting. No.
Okay. And one of the ladies.
There we go!
Okay.
Not
Okay.
bad.
No.
All right. Good times. So, let's. Well, I suppose I'll have to roll initiative anyway because people are doing things.
Sweet!
Oh my god, he's got first.
Oh, hold on. I gotta clear it first.
What?
Wah, wah.
Oh.
I still had the old ones in.
Oh no, that was a max roll for me.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Why is there a yellow square around me?
Oh no. Or you're clicked on your character.
Oh, there we go.
The door does not get initiative.
Door? Oh, the door?
Okay, so Yoan, what do you do when you hear this whispering and slurping sound immediately erupt from behind you as Melkar leaves the bar?
I turn around.
Okay. Are you trying to re-enter or just peek in?
I'm just trying to figure out what happened. Like, I'm just 180ing, so I'm not in the radius.
Alright. Well, as the door is still partially open behind Melkar, you can see this, like the outer range of this just pure blackness. And again, you hear the from inside of it, as well as some faint, unintelligible whispering.
Well, I know that Malkar has done this before. And I don't trust anyone in here, so I'll ask Malkar. How big is that range? Is the little girl in that?
How tall is the ceiling?
Well, before I answer that, specifically, vertically speaking, where did you center it?
Well, I don't want anything to be able to like fly over little gaps and stuff since it is a sphere. But at the same time, I don't know if it goes through walls. If it does, I don't really. I don't care. I'll put it right in the middle.
Okay, so
So-
like the middle of this room, so to speak. Like if it's a 10-foot room, you want it about the 5-foot mark.
Yeah.
Okay. It is about a 10-foot ceiling.
Does it go
So
through walls or is it blocked by solid objects?
what
fine
does
with
the
either
spell
one.
say?
Doesn't say.
Hmm.
Boy, create the wood. I know the darkness one can go around corners and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say anything about being blocked by such things, so I would say that it probably does just open that entire spherical area up.
Goes about 25 feet off the ground to display in the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
It could possibly have hit the child.
Do you tell me that?
Yeah, I'll say it aloud. I'm not sure though. I don't remember where the room is.
Can I tell him where the room is?
Sure. Let me roll a d6. It was the fourth room on the left, which, by your rough estimation, Yoan, would probably put the kids
Right in the
very
fucking
much
center.
in harm's way.
I yell at you to drop it for the kids' sake.
What would they roll their damage?
I just did. No worries.
Okay. So I rolled 3 and the 5. um. I'm just gonna twiddle my thumbs and whistle my way back just towards the wagon. Or wait, I can't even do it. It's not my turn.
I mean, I don't know how much more I can do on my turn. Because I'm having a conversation, so.
Yeah, I'd probably call that essentially your turn. I mean, if you'd like to move, I guess I could allow that.
Not yet.
Okay. So then, Melkar, how do you respond?
Twiddle my thumbs and walk to the wagon.
All
The
right.
wagon's like right outside, right?
Yeah, it's parked in an alley off to the side of the building.
If I lose my sight, will the spell still be there, or as long as I have concentration and I originally had sight, stay?
I would say you just have to hold the concentration.
Okay, gonna stand next to the wagon.
Okay.
Did never mind. It's not their turns yet. They couldn't have run out yet.
All right. So, is that it?
Yeah. I'm more worried about the 4 pissed off adults than 2 orphans.
Okay. So the tricky part about this space now is you guys really can't see a whole lot of what's going on in it. So let's see. Okay. So moving on. This you do hear the kind kind of belabored thumping of heavy feet behind the bar, suggesting that for the time being the barkeep is at least alive, if perhaps probably quite injured. You can't really see what became of him, though, given that his location is obscured by this, clusterfuck of tentacles and whispering and, misery.
Wait, Melkar, doesn't he have infernal vision that he can see through it?
He's outside.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't see through that anyways. I can only see through darkness. This spell wasn't designed to be seen through no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
So anyway,
is it okay if I have my action held?
what would you like to hold it for?
Just the end of initiative, or like the end of the round.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
In case something comes out and tries to attack me, I want to be able to cast darkness or invisibility, one of the two.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
He is holding his invisibility.
Alright. And you all, you've all officially exited the building, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I haven't noticed shit. So.
you guys probably can't. Can you see what's going on still?
I mean,
I see everything but our characters now.
Okay, good. I'm not going to update it anyway, but, are any of you still looking inside? I mean, I imagine Yoan might be.
I'm looking towards the door and if there's any windows on the same side of the building.
Okay.
Oh. Also, they take another 2d6 if they fail a dex save at the end of their turn if they're still in that.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Alright, let me check what my spell.
I still don't know anything because it hasn't reached my turn yet.
My DC is 15.
Okay. Cool. So then, anyone who's trying to see inside, go ahead and make perception checks.
I'll do it next round.
Okay. So, Yoan, you do notice that two of the ladies have come running out of the sphere of darkness toward the door. One of them is just kind of cresting out. The other one is still out of sight. You do not know what you see on the screen, but that's what's happening. Oh, and for reference, this dude is over here, having run for cover. Alright. Ron hasn't done anything.
Correct.
What's Ron doing?
I guess at this point I'm turning around to see what the slurping is, and just kind of reacting to Yoan, like turning around and walking past me, and it was almost like I was lagging, and then just kind of snapped over. And I'm like, oh, so what's going on?
I didn't walk past you. I just turned around.
Oh, you turned around and I'm still walking. But now I turn around.
Run into me.
Nope. Maybe I did. I don't know. Either way, I'll turn around and just, I guess, try to see him.
Okay. So, perception check. I mean, it doesn't take too much to see that there is a big void in the middle of the bar. with about a person and a half having escaped it at this point.
If you're partially in it, does it still affect you, or how does that work?
If you're in it.
Yeah, I mean, for simplicity's sake, I would just say in is in. What happened?
My pastels fell.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have dropped them.
I didn't. They slid.
All right. But yeah. So that's a thing.
Right. So I see that, and I guess at this point I see Malkar walking over, so I'll just go walk over to the wagon with him.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
All right. Fair enough.
Oh, I would like to actually use my action to smoke black, whatever the fuck it is.
Black.
Yes.
Too stoned to remember what what your drug is called.
No, it's it and Rimworld and stuff all have different names for it, and I can never keep them straight. There's one
Okay.
smoke leaf, and then there's black grass, and so the black grass.
Okay. So for the sake of easily getting through this, because it's kind of a slog, Malkar is basically just hanging out, and if there's trouble, he wants to do something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. The one who's in an interesting position here would be Yoan. So what's Yoan looking to do?
Oh gosh. Finish picking up my pastels. Okay. I have to go wash my hands. I'll be back.
Okay.
Rip. Like oil crayons?
Pretty much.
Well, Ron is enjoying the most scrumptious of black grass. Perfectly
far?
rolled.
How far is the wagon from the door?
I mean, it's around a corner, but
Like
the
10.
whole walk is probably like 30, 40 feet.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually sharing with Malkar. If he wants it.
All right. So as those two get stoned back by the wagon.
And if it takes literally any length of time, I just climb up there. And, are you like laying in the wagon?
I'm not sitting, but standing next to it or nearby.
Oh. Yeah, I'll just sit down next to you or stand wherever you are and just share it with you. I guess I'll keep my eye out with Malkar.
Do I have time? Is this a good time for me to take my turn?
It is.
Yes.
Okay. Well, with this place starting to rub off on Yoan, he recognizes that if he enters, he can't do much, so he's just going to wait it out to go see if the kids are okay.
So where are you waiting it out specifically?
Like, I don't know, 15 feet away from the door.
Okay. And as you see the lady owners of the bar come running out, is there anything you wish to do to engage them, or just let them run by?
I'll just let them run by.
All right. And run by they do, looking around frantically, as if they know what they're looking for. Let's see.
So the wagons are around the corners? Like, I can't even see them?
At this point, you would not see them, no.
Okay.
And as the ladies come running out, those of you who cannot see are still able to hear the sort of frantic kind of clamoring for a plan, and they say, "That way! They must have gone that way!" And you hear hurried footfalls go off to the opposite end of the building from where the wagon is currently parked. It would seem that they've had their attention mistakenly drawn by something or someone. And for the time being, you are free of any sort of threat.
I'll look at Melkor and say, "Hey, where's Octavio?"
Where is Octavio? Was he at the wagon the whole time?
Would you like to look for Octavio?
I would like to.
I'm just into my immediate surroundings.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up on the wagon.
Yeah, as you climb up to the wagon, you see him kind of down on his knees, lowering a couple more pieces of meat down to the tiger.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Octavio. We're probably gonna want to leave soon.
What have you done?
I didn't do anything. The ladies in there are, injured now? We probably should go. We should just probably go. You know what? I'll tell you along the way. It's a long story.
I don't even know what to make you roll for that, because it was it was just so bad.
Charisma check? Persuasion? Oh. He's not really lying.
Yeah, let's call it a persuasion check.
Oh.
Still 20.
What's my plus 11?
He kind of like raises an eyebrow and just looks at you like he knows that something else is up, but he's like, okay, whatever. So he kind of closes the hatch and climbs back down toward the basically driver's seat of the wagon and grabs the reins and kind of looks around and says, "Where's your half-orc friend?"
I'll look around. Do I see Owen?
From this vantage point, you wouldn't.
Even on top of the wagon?
Even on top of the wagon. There's still a building in the way.
I'm climbing up on top of the wagon and laying flat.
Laying what?
Flat.
Oh. I'm gonna attempt to point, like, in the last direction, like, kind of over by where the door is, and try to message Yoan.
Okay.
Because I can do it through, I can cast it through solid objects if I'm familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So, 1 foot of stone blocks it, though.
Okay.
Is the building made out of stone or wood?
The building is made out of stone. And yeah, you don't feel a connection as you point in that general direction.
Shit.
So for the time being, let's hop back over to Yoan. You've seen the ladies come running out and effectively hang a hard left coming out and running down the street. Is Malkar still maintaining the spell inside?
I don't know that they're out, so I'm staying up the full minute.
I mean, you did hear them.
Yeah, you did hear them.
Oh, I heard them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess since I heard them screaming and whatnot, and they didn't come over this way, I'll drop it.
Okay. All right. And so, Yoan, you see the spell drop. The air seemingly return to normal inside the bar. And, well, through the doorway, all you can really see is a few toppled stools and spilled drinks at the table that the ladies had been occupying. Given that it was a pretty slow day, there's really not much else to be seen. But if you would like to investigate inside, you are more than welcome to do that.
I would like to investigate inside.
Alright. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Let me just destroy everything.
Yeah, do that. Alright. So, as you make your way into the bar, actually entering the door and kind of surveying the rest of the first floor, you do see poking his head out from behind the bar toward the far end is the barkeep, still alive, but you can see that there are a number of well, essentially his entire visible flesh is just kind of pale bluish. He looks like he's been out in the cold for a very long time. He just sort of stares at you. He's got that same unpleasant look on his face.
I just rush up the stairs to check on the kids.
Okay, he doesn't stop you. He just kind of watches you.
How many turns passed with that spell up? I know it was at least 2.
Yeah, I would say by the time they all got out and then took the turn, that would have been probably about 3 turns.
Oh, those poor children.
So, yeah, you head upstairs, Yoan, and beeline for the children, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So you run down the hallway and count the doors 1, 2, 3, 4. The door is still closed and seems to be locked from the inside.
I will knock.
Okay.
And yell, "Are you okay?"
No response.
I will break down the door.
All right. Make a strength check. Break down the door, you do. Yeah, with one solid kick, you just blast the thing off of its hinges, and it kind of breaks into 2, 3 pieces as it collapses down to the ground. As you make your way into the cramped little room that they had been renting, you see that it's, for the most part, undisturbed. There are the couple of small bags that they had with them, um, just sitting there on the table. And in the middle of the room are 2 tiny little skeletons.
They look like the kids.
They look
Like-
about kid-sized.
I am going to run downstairs and follow, like, where I saw Malkar go.
Okay. And you follow it back around the... head back around toward the wagon. And yeah, you see Rictavio sitting there in the driver's seat. You see Ron standing up on top, kind of surveying the surroundings. And at first glance, you don't see Malkar anywhere.
Yell, where's Melkar?
I look down at Melkar. I message Melkar, what do you want me to do?
Lie to her. Him.
He took off running the same way the ladies went, that way, and I'll point in the direction they went.
I know he's lying because I was standing there watching.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna yell, he killed the orphans! Where is he? And I run up, well, I guess I jump up to Rod.
I jumped out and run off.
Do I see Malkar when I jump up to Ron to get in his face?
I don't hear you, Eric.
Why not?
There we go. Now I hear you.
But yes, Yoan probably would see would see Malkar as he hopped up to confront Ron.
Where's Malkar at?
Lying down on top of the wagon.
I'm going to attack Malkar.
Okay. So actually, there's this whole invisibility thing going on.
Can I see him or can I not see him? Oh, he just went invisible?
Yeah, so at what point did you cast that, to clarify?
Right before she said she was gonna attack me.
I didn't say it out loud.
Right, okay, but along that timeline then, he still would have seen you there. But, so you climb up on top of the wagon to confront Ron, where you see Malkar lying down. And as he just glances up and briefly meets your gaze, he disappears.
And as I'm running, I'll say, "Damn it! I need Misty Step."
How far is Ron?
I just jump down and scamper off down.
Oh, never mind. I have to touch you anyways.
Yeah. No. As soon as Yoan starts running up the cart, I'm fucking jump down and running off. I don't want to fight Yoan.
I'm going to try and stab the last place I saw him.
Damn it.
Make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Yay! Well, 13 AC.
So yeah, you lash out at where you think Malkar was, and you just chip a bit of the paint off the wagon.
Is it still my turn? Can I take another action?
Sure. We're kind of playing fast and loose with initiative here, but well, let's see. Do you have 2 attacks?
No.
No. Okay.
I think so.
All right. Well, then I would say Malkar probably gets an opportunity to do something.
I'm gonna run after Ron.
Just jump up and scamper off.
Yeah, while invisible.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about it beyond your invisibility, or just kind of haul ass?
Oh. I'm gonna do a wisdom check. No, I'm hauling ass.
All right. So, Yoan, you hear what sounds like somebody disembarking from the top of the wagon. You can't quite see where this might be happening, but you get the impression that Malkar is probably climbing down. And as you hear the put 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 of his footfalls along the pavement, uh, it sounds like he's probably heading off in the same direction as Ron.
He's legging it.
Do I know approximately where he is?
Approximately, maybe. I mean, making an attack would be certainly a challenge. I would,
Extreme disadvantage.
yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, you could try to attack with disadvantage. I mean, I guess that's the whole point of the invisibility thing. So,
I don't want to attack.
okay.
I want to cast mold earth and kind of throw dust where approximately he is to see if I can, get dust sticking in his clothes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Go ahead and
Good luck.
yeah. No, I'm just gonna roll for this. Oh, it's cocked. That's cocked too. Ah.
What are you
Okay.
rolling, a D1?
Would you like to roll this stud? I found it.
It's okay. Yeah, you kick up a cloud of dust, and while there is kind of a slight breeze that disturbs it, it would seem that you were maybe just a little bit off, and you didn't actually get it squarely in the path of Malkar.
Okay. I'm gonna then run after Ron.
All right. So you run after Ron.
God damn it! I'm just hauling ass because I now hear footsteps behind me, and I'm just running like
You hear
no other.
2 sets of footsteps behind.
All I care about is one. I'm just hauling ass.
All right. And so we have a foot race through the village of Barovia.
Can I take one step off to the side and stop running?
You can. So I assume at that point you would like to be somewhat stealthy, yes?
Just standing there, dead silent.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage.
Double nat ones. Come on.
No. Oh.
Yoan, what's your passive?
14.
Ooh.
Oh, damn it.
All right. So yeah, you as you're tracking these 2 sounds of footprints, but only one person that you can see ahead of you, you suddenly hear one set of them stop, and you're pretty sure you know where they stopped. Do with that information what you will.
Stabby stab in that spot.
Okay. Attack roll with disadvantage.
I'm getting so lucky.
Me frickin' rolling 2s.
Alright, so nothing.
At least it's not a nat 1.
At this point, I hear the footsteps stop, so I just kind of stop and turn around.
At which point you see Yoan pulling back his spear from an attempted swipe at something.
I will run over and say, or at least kind of, as close as I can, say, Yoan, what are you mad? What's going on? And then that'll end my turn.
And at this point, in theory, it would be Malkar's turn.
Those retarded attacks with cast. Is Ron within 30 feet of me?
At this point, probably.
Yeah. Alright. Invisibility says the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Is my awakened mind... Is that even considered a spell? Like, I don't have to cast or anything.
No, that is not a spell.
I just say into his mind, help me!
Can I speak back? Can
I think so, right?
Yeah, I'm able to... It's like message, right? I can talk back to you?
I think, yeah, that's how we've been doing it.
Alright, I'll respond back. I'm trying! Not sure what's going on, but realizing Yoan is pissed. Yoan's pissed at something. Probably Malkar. I just don't know where the voice is coming from. And I'll say, where are you?
Right in front of Yoan!
Well, fucking run! And at this point, I'll just say, Yoan, what are you doing? Just basically repeating myself again.
I'll just yell back, Melkar killed the 2 orphans!
Oh.
I'm just gonna stab the area in front of me again.
Alright. Attack roll. Oh!
Christ.
You are so lucky that Nat 20 didn't go through, because I could roll extra die on that.
Nope. Is it Constitution roll or Constitution save? Or keep concentration on my spell?
That is a Constitution save. DC
Nope.
higher than that. So, with a you dig your spear into Malkar, who immediately just drops his concentration practically as soon as the tip of the spear hits his skin. Malkar being exposed. Well, I guess since we've kind of found some sort of order here, Ron, what are you doing at this point?
I also don't want to kill him, I just want to knock him unconscious.
Okay.
At this point, I see this happening, and I will cast Suggestion on Yoan and say, Yoan, I really... would you kindly stop?
Would you kindly stop?
Yes.
Bioshock?
Yes. Glad somebody got the reference. I know Eric did, but...
Wisdom saving throw?
Only like my favorite series ever. What?
You believe so?
Oops. Sorry, that's a 16.
That's a 16.
My thing is a 16.
So close.
So close.
So I fail?
No, you succeed.
Let's see. Okay, cool.
And I'll just... Yeah.
I'd fall to the ground, They did.
And then can I think I have the bonus action one. Or no, I don't have that one. Never mind. That's all I'm doing. Well, I'm going to run up to Melkar with my movement, and then that'll end my turn.
All right. Melkar.
I want to fall to the ground and play dead. I'm being stabbed.
Okay. Make a performance check. No, you know what? Let's call this a deception check.
Okay.
You want her to believe you're dead, right?
Or dead, or at least knocked out, or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'd call that deception then. Yoan, go ahead and make an insight check to see if you believe he's actually dead or knocked out. Alright, so yeah, you see through the ruse pretty easily.
I'm gonna stab him again in hopes of knocking him out.
Okay.
I mean, get knocked out!
And oh, how quickly the tables have turned. This is going to be at advantage.
Yep. Rip.
Alright.
Well, that literally put me to 0 on the dot.
Actually, can I? I'm checking to see. Can I cutting words this?
I believe you can.
Alright, it's going to be. I believe it's a D10? D8. So.
You better roll max on that.
Nope!
Oh no. I'm down.
Okay. I tried.
So
mind,
as Ron like reaches out and like, no.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, whatever. as Yoan's just stabbing away, I'm like, fuck it. Okay.
Is he knocked out? Do I need to stabilize
the
him?
yeah, well, first of all, the performance suddenly got a lot better. I don't know if, maybe he just got better at faking knocked out, or you actually knocked him out.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Oh no, it's a 6.
You're not entirely sure whether he's actually knocked out or not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tie him up.
All right. And yeah, as you proceed to tie him up, he is pretty obviously unconscious. And I mean, I would say, since you said outright you were not shooting to kill, so to speak, you don't need to stabilize him.
Okay.
But yes, you now have one bound Malkar unconscious. And what's Ron doing throughout all of this?
I'm just like, fuck it. And I just, we're in the street, right? Like, we're just on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
Is there, like, a house nearby or anything?
I mean, there are plenty of houses.
Like, immediately off the road? Like, this is, like, old time town,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Is there a chair on any of the porches or anything?
Nothing quite that homey.
Oh. It's not like down south where everybody's got these big porches with rocking chairs.
Yeah, not quite. It's not like Cracker Barrel.
Okay. Well, I'll find the nearest thing I can lean against and lean against it and just light up a joint. Because I am not dealing with this shit.
Okay. Alright. So, yeah, you kind of just head over and find a boarded up old house and kind of lean against the wall and light it up and watch as Yoan proceeds to tie up Malkar, and well, what does he do with Malkar after that?
I am going to sling him over my shoulder and bring him back to Rictavio.
I will follow.
Okay.
At a distance.
Do I need to do a strength check for throwing him over my shoulder?
I'm a pretty small guy.
No.
I'm like
Yeah,
average size human.
I got it.
Yeah.
Actually, can I walk? Like, how close can I get to Yoan? Like, can I walk up next to you?
Yeah.
Okay. If they won't allow me to, I will walk up next to Yoan and just kind of start having a conversation.
You
And-
look at my face, and I'm really pissed.
Yeah. I just kind of start babbling because that's what Ron does. And while I'm babbling on and on about just nonsense, pretty much bullshit, I will attempt to reach around and touch any part of Malkar and to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I do give you a death glare. Like, I just stop in the middle of the road and
Well,
glare at you
first,
while you're babbling.
just for babbling, or
Just for babbling.
Alright, I will shut up and say, okay, sorry.
And then I'll walk back on my way.
all right.
I will fall and step behind and just and cast it anyway.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Fuck.
So, yeah, you reach out, and like the street is a bit uneven, and you kind of like step in a hole as you're just about to reach out and cast the spell on Malkar, and you do manage to get the spell off. But then you also, in the process, kind of like shove Yoan and Malkar from behind in the process.
I'm going to just flat out fall on my fucking face. Like, not even try to catch myself, just splat. And act like I just fucking tripped and say, oh my ankle! And I would like to attempt to, make it seem like my ankle has been hurt.
Doesn't work
Well,
well.
first roll for your spell that you did get off.
Oh, right. And I just did it at level 1.
All right. So Melkar is now conscious with 7 HP.
Bound and falling.
And then Ron, go ahead and make a deception check.
Deception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was ready to roll performance.
I know you were, but you're deceiving.
That's fine, I'll deceive like a motherfucker.
Okay. I think we got an insight check coming from Yoan. So how does Yoan react to his companion Ron just falling and kind of running into him and seemingly having hurt his ankle?
I look at him, think it's classic Ron, and move on. I'm too pissed.
I will get up and I'm gonna really act like I really hurt my ankle, kind of limp along.
Okay.
So, and slowly follow behind. I did my help.
Yeah.
So,
He's really committed to this.
yep.
Okay. Melkar, as you come to on the shoulder of Yoan, is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna lay there and be silent.
You are tied tight. Like, your circulation you might be losing some circulation.
All right. And That being the case, Yowen, what are you doing?
I want to march up to Rictavio and say that Melkar killed the orphan. Need to put him in jail.
Before they get out of sight, can I message Malkar and just say, I helped you out. You gotta get yourself out of this one.
You didn't help very well.
I respond back, I have a wisdom 7! And then that's it. Out of range.
All right. So yeah, Rictavio is certainly taken aback by the news. And he seems kind of at a loss, but the one thing that he does manage to say pretty much without any hesitation is, well, no matter what he's done, Barovian prison is no place for anyone.
Why is that?
You've heard the tales of Strahd. You've met him.
Yes.
You know what he is capable of. Imagine then what those in his employ are capable of, what they'd be willing to do to please their master.
Well, what should we do with him? Just kill him?
Was it intentional?
Yes.
What?
You're sure?
I chime in. No, I was trying to kill the other 3 women.
But you knew the children were in there.
They were upstairs.
And you cast your spell to cover there.
I've never cast inside of a building before. It was too late once it was cast. I didn't realize it was going to go through a wall until then.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. In the meantime, what is this from Malkar?
Does a character have full, complete knowledge of all their spells? Like, would I have known that in character, that it could go through a wall?
Probably.
Then I guess it's a deception.
Oh!
Aww. This is Rictavio, believe me.
I just say, you're lying.
Rictavio says, there's something off about him. Has been since I met him. Can't quite place my finger on it, but he is touched by something.
Touched?
I didn't want to say anything as, well, many products of evil here in Barovia can, in fact, be used for the Morning Lord's greater plan, but I don't know that it would be wise to keep one such as this in your company.
At this point, I'm limping around the corner to them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear any of it, but I'm just limping.
Okay.
I'll just kind of walk up and... Does Rictavio notice at all?
He seems pretty wrapped up in the conversation at the wagon for now.
Well, as soon as I get there, I'll just kind of fall over again. Kind of not really make a show of it, but a little louder
Yeah.
than I normally would fall.
Okay.
I just say, "Ow, my ankle! Ow!"
Rictavio,
Yeah.
what is your suggestion then?
Well, if you seek to do good, and you believe that your goals are not aligned with those of your companion here, do what you must do to accomplish your goals. It's not my job to decide a man's fate, if that's what you're asking me to do.
At this point, I turned her on.
I'm rolling around on the ground holding my ankle.
Okay, LeBron.
I am full on LeBron. Yes.
I cast Cure Wounds on Ron.
I instantly let go of my ankle. Go, oh, and I will roll off my back and just spring to my feet and walk over and say, "Sorry, thank you. That feels better than it did before." What's up?
And I'll say, Melkar killed the 2 orphans purposefully in the inn.
Are you sure it was purposefully?
Well, more like collateral damage, but he knew that they would also be attacked.
I look over at Octavio. You got nothing? Nothing to bring him back? Nothing? I think your mic is... There you go.
I'll interject. Only skeletons were left of them.
Really?
I mean, at least they died quickly. Could have left them back in the burning windmill.
Yeah, wasn't it Melkar that saved them? I don't think he would save them just to accidentally kill them.
You're cutting out.
Oh, sorry. I said, so Melkar saved them. I don't think he would save them just to kill them. I don't know. I think Melkar made a mistake. But, Melkar, you gotta be more careful. And I'll say, well, let's face it. Those kids really didn't have a whole lot of hope here. I mean, this fucking place sucks.
That doesn't mean you kill them.
No, but...
He admitted himself. He knew that there was a good chance they would die.
So, what are you gonna do to him?
I was seeing if you had any suggestions.
I look at Octavio. What were you saying as I walked up?
Can you hear Eric?
Nope.
No?
Yes.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, a friend here asked me to find some way of putting him in jail, to which I responded, jail is not a suitable place for anyone in Barovia. given the nature of its jailers, no good can come of it.
Oh.
Which leaves us at a bit of an impasse, given the need to separate someone from society for the good of, well, for the greater good, and yet not having a place to do such a thing.
I mean, you could just take away his book. That he's been acting like a dick ever since he started reading that book. Just take that away from him and he'll stop being a dick.
Just a book.
Well, what's so interesting about it? I was trying to read over your shoulder, but you read so freaking quickly.
If you want to read it sometime, you can. I'm not hiding anything in there, just a lore book.
I think we should take a look at it right now. And I look at Rictavio and Yoan. What do you think? See what's so interesting.
Set Melkar down on the ground and rifle through his pockets and take out all of his possessions.
It's in my robe, in the front.
I'm taking all of your possessions out. And, I will look through. Do you only have one book on you?
Let's see. Got my clothes, 3 daggers, my armor, potion, my staff, torches, ink, pen, paper, some sand, a knife. It's a half-empty bottle of wine. That pearl Ron gave me for the ritual.
I take the wine and pop the cork off and take a drink.
I have the one book that's just a lore book, which is the main one I've been reading, and then my other book that my patron gave me with the rituals in it.
I'll also walk over and try to pour some in Melkar's mouth, some wine.
I just
Pop the
say,
cork back on.
you're going to drown him.
Oh. I was just trying to help. I'll pop the cork back on and walk over and set it back.
Oh yeah, I got the jewelry on me too.
What jewelry?
I found it in the windmill.
I'll snatch up the ritual book and I'll say, let me see this one. And I'll open it up.
There's nothing in there but the spells.
I know that, but I'm going to open it up anyway.
And I'll look in your lore book.
Yeah. Well, what do I see?
Bunch of spells.
Do I know any of them? Do I recognize any of them?
Identify if
Flip
you
through
still
the
have.
pages.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head what you have in common with him, but I'm sure you recognize some of them, including Identify.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just out of the blue. I'm going to attempt to cast Identify on this book using the ritual in the book. I want to see if I can do this.
Okay, specifically using the ritual in the book.
Well, I mean, it's a ritual I taught him. I don't have it prepared. I don't have any. I don't have the spell. But I want to see if I can use that ritual in his book to cast a spell. Like, basically use it as a focus.
I gotcha. So,
And I want to identify the book.
yeah, so immediately as Ron begins flipping through the book, he stops at a particular page, and you see the inception of an idea. He then kind of like walks a couple feet off and begins arranging a number of things that he happened to have on him in a very particular manner, so as to set up a ritual spell. In the meantime,
Wait, can he ritual cast?
I'm trying to see if I can.
It's a class feature,
Well, I'm just trying. I know that, like,
and my ritual casting is different than every other class.
You know that.
Yeah,
Ron's
you know
an
that.
idiot.
I
Yeah.
have no idea, and I'm fucking trying this because this is cool.
Notice I haven't said whether anything actually happens yet.
No, I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that.
I was just clarifying for Brown, who seemed a bit offended that I was
Oh, yeah.
letting it happen. But, all right. So then, Yoan, as you begin paging through the book that you found, there is a lot of cryptic, borderline psychotic to the normal mind material in here about um, essentially an entire uh, race of these greater beings that, well, essentially dwarf anything that could be conceived of by anyone you've met on the Prime material or even here in Barovia. In concept, many of them even dwarf what you've conceived of as God. And there's this constant overtone of the sheer meaninglessness of mortal existence as it's known on the Prime material. As with the blink of an eye, the twitch of a metaphorical finger, one of these beings could just blink everything that you could ever conceive of out of existence.
Okay.
That's the abridged version.
So, I rip out a couple of pages of the book.
Ooh.
No!
And I take the ink and the paper and I start a fire and burn the book and the pages and the ink.
I hide the spell book as soon as I see what's going on. I hide the spell book, pick up all the shit, shove it in my bag, and just kind of stand back there whistling. I am not letting her burn this spell book. The spell book's fucking cool.
So, Malkar, you watch, tied up, as your precious lore book is defaced, torn up, and lit on fire. Do you do anything?
I mean, there's nothing I can do.
You can scream and wail.
Somebody's enjoying this a little too much.
The whips and chains out tonight, Eric.
And Rictavio, again, not really being interfere in internal matters of your party, sort of watches on, and as the book goes up in flames, he kind of cranes his neck over and reading a few last lines as they curl up and blacken in the flame, says, "Oh, that may very well have been for the best.
There's nothing magical about that book.
That may be, but I can understand the trepidation it stirred in him.
And then I turn to Ron and demand the book he picked up.
Let me look at this one. You took care of yours. This one just has spells in it.
Let her have it.
Really?
Let her have it.
Okay, I'll give it to her.
I flipped through it.
I point over her shoulder, or over his shoulder. Look, look, look! Identify. That's identify. It's just a spell book, but it's got a bunch of rituals in it.
Do I see any questionably evil spells?
Well, what all would be found in there?
The ritual for identify and comprehend languages.
That's it.
I mean, the book itself bestowed me some cantrips, but I don't think they're in the book.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, I mean, the cantrip list really isn't all that sketchy. So,
I shrug and hand it back to Ron.
Woo! I will
I
put
take
it in my bag.
okay.
I take the jewelry and put it in my bag. Oh, I take the jewelry and ask Ron to identify if any of it's magical.
Okay. I pull the book out, flip to identify, and resume what I was doing, only on some jewelry.
Okay. So yeah, cutting back over to Ron and his ritual. Been probably about 10 minutes by the time, the fire has been made and consumed the book and all that. So you're just about ready to put the finishing touches on your ritual, and you go and grab a still burning piece of parchment and attempt to light the few candles that are called for in setting up the ritual. And it seems as though every time you attempt to light the final candle, the other ones will just blow out.
Huh. I'll do it for about a minute or two, just going around in circles, lighting them, and I'll even say, "Hey, Yoan, help me," and I'll say, try to block the wind so that it doesn't blow these candles out."
Yoan, as a druid, you'd notice quite easily that there is no wind.
There's no wind.
Well, then why are these candles going out? Here, watch this, and I'll light one, and go to light another, and then go to light the third, and I'll say, "Watch the first one I lit." So I'll go around the circle and do that, and say, "Okay, what happened?"
Are you casting the spell correctly?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what it says in the book.
Can you cast from the book?
I don't see why not. It's identify. I've casted identify before.
From a book?
From the memories I saw of a book. Oh. And I look at the page. Oh. I don't remember using goat blood for one of the ingredients. No, you know what? This isn't identify. Some weird form of identify, huh? Oh well, I'll close it and put it in my bag and say, huh. I guess I can't identify. We have to have Melkar do it. Because he can use this.
Insight the book to see if it's labeled correctly for the spells?
Sure.
We have seen him use it before. Like, I've seen him use it quite often.
Yeah, that is true.
So I know he's doing it using this book. That's why I've been so interested to see what's in this fucking book.
Yeah, I mean, it seems legit.
Well, I'll pocket the jewelry then. And untie Melkar and say, that is your punishment. Don't kill children again.
I just stay silent.
I message Malkar and say, "Sorry, dude. I had to save you."
Do you still have my book?
As soon as as soon as he unties you, I'll walk over and give it to you.
Alright.
I was just holding it for you. So.
I'm gonna take it and whatever things I'm allowed to have back and sit down.
Okay, from the sounds of it, it was everything but the lore book and the jewelry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's 4 pieces of jewelry, each worth 25 gold.
There's one last thing I want to do before I untie him.
Oh, okay.
I want to take his staff and break it in half.
Oh,
And
shit.
burn it.
You don't even want me to, like, Arcana check it to see if it's even magical?
Nope.
Can I have Arcana checked it just to see if it's magical?
Sure.
Like, as Yoan's, like, stripping Ron of, or not Ron, Melkar, of everything, I just grab the staff and Arcana check it.
Okay. It's a focus.
Okay. So, after grabbing it, I'll just kind of lean it up against the cart, then. And then I guess if Yoan wants to break it... Does it just break? Is it in one clean break? Or...
I mean, it's a hardy old staff, but yeah, I mean, with enough force applied to it,
Because I would like to do something if it doesn't break.
okay. Yoan, go ahead and make a strength check. Yeah, seems to be putting up a bit of a fight.
Okay. Seeing this, I'm going to, again, cast suggestion on Yoan and say, Yoan, it's just a fucking piece of wood. Let him have it. Can't you see you've already done something to him? Fuck.
Woo!
Okay. Trying to break it again.
All right, I would
Can't
say
cut
that
any
probably
words.
does it. No, you cannot cutting words. This is not technically an attack on the staff.
Okay, fair enough. I tried. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna burn it.
All right.
I pull out my quarterstaff, look at it, and just kind of like hug it tight.
Okay. Now I'll untie him.
Okay. And that's when I give him his book of rituals back. And I'll pull out the quarterstaff again and say, I know she just broke that. You want this?
Not the same.
I look at him and message, I'll help you find another one. And a book too. And I'll put the quarterstaff away.
Swan, there is only the one of each of those in existence.
I message the staff too?
My patron gave me that.
Your patron? Who is it?
No concern anymore.
But was he the one that gave you this power? All this power that you had?
Yeah, I'm a warlock.
I'm now interested. I want to know. Who is it?
Maybe later.
Okay. And that was all through message. Or his awakened mind. Or can you do that still?
Yeah, I don't need a staff or anything to do that.
So, either message or awakened mind, whichever one. Did we lose you?
I'm
I'm
here.
here.
Oh. I didn't know if that your mic was picking you up, Eric. I don't know if you were saying.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Malkar is free, minus 1 staff, 1 lore book, and 4 pieces of cheapish jewelry. And, well, what's the group doing?
I'll say, well, when we're done screwing around here, we still have to go save Irina? Or do we even care at this point? I mean, what does it all matter? This place sucks. And with that, I'll just climb up, open the trap door, and jump in with the tiger. And just kind of sitting there and kind of be irritated, depressed, whatever.
Let's go. Octavio, should we go save Irina? Malkar, what are you gonna do now?
Doesn't really matter. Useless at the moment.
Well, yeah, let's go save Irina. Yeah, I'll get on the um, thing in with Octavio.
Alright. I think it might be a good idea to call it for tonight.
Alright. Still like a 2.5 hour session.
Yeah.